changing his cell phone, okay? Okay. But Clark Kent would go into the phone booth and he would close the door and spin around 3 times really fast, and then he came out as Superman. And nobody knew because he took off his glasses, right? Okay. Well, I'm gonna change from Grace Lemke, top sales director of Mary Kay, to Grace Lemke, Mary Kay beauty consultant, ready to do a Mary Kay session, okay? A beauty session. That's what I call mine, okay? And I want you to notice that I wear this beauty coat. Why do you think I do that?
Keeps your clothes clean.
It does keep my clothes clean, and it matters a lot less what's under it, right?
Looks professional.
It looks professional.
People take you serious, it's a serious business, and that you're not just trying to.
Yeah, I'm not rolling in jeans and a Van Halen t-shirt, although I do love Van Halen. Okay, like I look the part. Think about the things we let people do because they're wearing a lab coat. My nurse practitioner looks into various parts of me because she's wearing a lab coat, okay? Like, I trust that she knows what she's doing because she's got that on, right? So, how you present yourself. Do you know what the other part of having a beauty coat is? It makes me feel professional. It also is a routine. It helps me switch gears mentally to say, this is what I'm about to do, and the other thing too, it's a routine. This is what I wear to every skincare class I do. The shirt changes, that it. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to give extra energy to it. That's what I do. The more that we create routine, the less energy it takes to keep that up. Does that make sense? And that's something we want. Now, how many of you remember what it took and what you had to take with you? Yeah, Kayla.
Where do you get that?
That's a great question. So I'm going to say something very obscure. And if it gets out, I will deny it. You can order one off of the Mary Kay InTouch website under MK Connections. But if it were me, I would order it from eBay. Because I don't like the one that the company is currently offering. It makes everybody look fat. I don't care how little you are. And they're on there for this cheap. And I have never said that before in my life, to go buy anything off of eBay for Mary Kay. And you will never hear me say it about anything else, but for right now, because there's not a better, more viable option, and because the economy doesn't look that great, it's a time to be smart with our money. That's what I'd do, okay? Also, I would rather have you buying it and putting it to use for the people who chose to quit, okay? Now, how many of you remember, yeah, Susan?
Just as a side note, the Mary Kay one, for those of us who have them, I took it to an embroiderer, had him rip off the Mary Kay, because on me it was under my armpit or the side of my boob. I had moved Mary Kay forward and in a separate color, had my name put on top, so I don't wear
name
name
tag.
tags.
I love
I
that.
use them all the time.
I love that, and because if you're busty, it gets knocked off all the time, or knock it off with your arm. So I have 8 of those magnets. no Grace Lemke. Okay, so tell me what you think just about having a beauty coat and a skirt that you wear everywhere for your Mary Kay appointments. That's it. Simple, easy, awesome. I have flats. You will never see me do flip flops. And if I ever see you in them, I will freak out. You can wear them on the beach and all the other stuff, but if you're doing Mary Kay, no flip flops. Okay, but like just a simple uniform that you wear, that you feel good in, and that presents that you are serious about your business. Okay. Now, how many of you remember rolling with 2 roller bags and a giant bag over your arm? Because that's what it's been until today. Okay, what does that present when we walk into a room?
Bag lady.
Bag lady.
Very like sales pitchy.
Very salesy and very hard, heavy, labor intensive. Okay? This is what I have now. Hi! What does this look like?
Easy.
Easy?
Organized.
Fun, organized.
And like,
Oh, that's cute.
Cute,
I
right?
can't see it.
Okay, I am not telling you you have to get this. The company has one. The only reason I'm not using the company one is because mine finally died again, and I haven't replaced it because there's this big handle on it that gets in the way and I don't like it. For me, it also doesn't fit my body very well. If you like it, get it. It's on MK Connections. If you don't, this is on Amazon, $40, okay? I don't care, but you gotta have something that puts it in, and it's gotta look simple. That's the thing, you guys. Right now, people cannot stand one more hard thing in their life. Okay? The other thing that's cool about this one is that this is telescopic. So if I get to a place that's got stairs, I can do this and carry it up the stairs, okay? So, this is everything that I need to do a skincare class. Now I gotta get my notes because I'm gonna get excited and I'm gonna trip up and like miss things. And what I want you to think about is this. As I'm going through, I want you to notice things and I want you to ask me about them. Because there is so much to this and I'm so excited about it, I'm gonna miss things, okay? So the first thing that you're going to receive today, and I'm not going to give you any of this until after we're done because I know you'll stop paying attention to me and just start looking at stuff because I know each and every one of you. First thing that I corrected in my world, first thing I have changed, okay, this is the new placemat. I'm tired of placemats with product on them because it changes, and it needs to change. We're a cosmetics company. We're a skincare company. It needs to change as technology becomes available and better ingredients are aware, we're aware of them, right? We need to change it. I'm tired of having to print out placemats 4 times a year. It's wasteful. It's not good for our environment. I'm not doing it. So now we have this that says, hello, gorgeous. That's never going to go out of style.
Nope.
And on the back, it says 6 ways Mary Kay businesses empower women. You feel beautiful, earn a little extra income, boost self-confidence, do what you love, work how and when you want, and make new connections. That's classic. It's not going anywhere. This is the new placemat.
Love it.
Okay? What do you see when you look at this?
Pretty. Makes me smile.
Pretty, light, gonna look good on the table, and hashtag looks great with your mirror and tray on top of it. So I'm gonna set these out. I'm gonna put a mirror and tray out. Okay? Facial packets. I used to tell you guys to make facial packets, which was a packet full of materials that you would use at a facial, okay? And it was like a washcloth and a sponge and 2 eyeshadow applicators and 2, mascara wands. But what happens, you either had to make separate ones if it was just gonna be a skincare session, or you had to have ones that are, for glam sessions or whatever, and then you get there and they don't use half the stuff, but then they've touched it, so you don't wanna reuse it, so it's highly wasteful. We're gonna cut out all the waste. These are the new facial packets. What's inside of them is a half sheet of paper that is your new profile card. No more 8-ply, gotta keep it for the rest of your time. We're not doing any of that anymore. It's a half sheet that I'm gonna walk you through in about 6 minutes. It's got 2 cotton rounds, my business card, and a washcloth. Because you're gonna use that at every single appointment, no matter what. The rest of my applicators and anything that I might use are in here. So I'm just going to take a tackle box, I'm gonna have my stuff in it, and if I need something, I'm gonna grab it out of here, based on the kind of appointment I'm doing.
That is life-changing.
I know!
Because before today, I was trying to figure out, well, if I'm doing this one, then I had to have all this stuff, and then I was wasting all that stuff.
It's
and I was
waste,
like,
and we're eliminating waste. Okay. Hold on to your socks, Brenda. Hold on to your socks. So tell me something that you're experiencing already. Tell me something that you're learning already just from watching this.
Streamline.
Streamline. What else?
Efficient.
Efficient, less crap to carry. What else? The kids.
Affordable.
Affordable. This whole thing is set up in mind because we live in a world now. There's so many things that led me to this point, but I will just tell you, I'm teaching consultants how to run their businesses with very little inventory. It needs to be more nimble because things need to continue changing at a faster pace, and it's too hard to keep a nimble inventory with a giant size on it. I want you to sell product and have it shipped to the customer. I also want to know that a consultant who starts her business with no product is going to be highly successful also. Now, hear me clearly. If you like having inventory, if that's how you want to run yours, that is perfect. Do not change that. I still have a big inventory. It's right for some people, okay? It's right for some seasons, okay? But what I didn't like is that there wasn't a good option for people who did not want it. Does that make sense? Or could not get it. Now I feel like you can be very successful across the board. With that being said, okay, I gotta watch myself because I get excited. Okay. So, you guys, the other thing, with just your starter kit, you can be successful in Mary Kay. With just your starter kit, okay? Yes, thank you, just your starter kit, okay? So, you're going to notice that also this appointment is gonna take about 90 minutes. No more 3-hour party, 90 minutes.
Yay.
The attention span of the average American right now is that of a goldfish. It's not our fault. We've all been under an intense amount of stress. This is what is called, the residual effects of a traumatic event, okay? So with that being said, we needed to make it shorter, okay? So we've got the placemats, we've got the mirrors and trays, we've got the packets. They're also gonna get a hair tie, an ink pen, a mirror and tray, and a lookbook. This is a dichotomy from what we used to teach, which was you never gave them one of these catalogs because of why? Why did we never give them this until the end of the party? They would be looking through it. I want them to look through it. And as they go through the party, I'm gonna say, oh, you guys, so we're actually gonna be playing in the Miracle set now. I'm just gonna borrow your catalog here, and I pick it up and I say, on page 28 here, I want you to circle this with your ink pen. This is the skincare set that we're gonna use, and I want you to write normal to dry next to it because this is your catalog and that's the skincare I'm gonna use on you tonight. When they get done, they will have a catalog full of all the products that they used, and they'll have basically their wish list, okay? So, they're going to get a catalog, they're gonna get a packet, they're gonna have a mirror and tray, they're going to have a hair tie, okay? And the final pieces that there is going to be out on the table is this. This is your new flip chart. It's not 8 pounds, it won't break your shoulder. It's also broken down into what kind of an appointment it is, and there will be 3 options. You'll start with this sheet here that says beauty session. This is the opening of every appointment. You'll then choose, is it a skin session, a glamour session, or a skincare and dash out the door look? You'll then close it and do the individual close. Additionally, in this, I've created a color cheat sheet because, I'm sorry.
That's why we're
Okay. I know a lot of you are nervous about color. What I don't think you understand is that it's not a Sharpie. It will wipe off if you put it on if she doesn't like it. But to help you, it's based on broken down on this puzzle of what's her hair color, what's her eye color. These are the colors you should try on her. And there are 2 options for each look. Love it. And the last thing is what to pack in your starter kit. Yes! Of all the products that you will need and what to start out with and what you can add as you go. You guys, the reason people are not joining us isn't because we're not awesome. It's because we're too awesome and you're intimidating them. Now, what we are not going to do is the pendulum effect where we go over here, we get real sloppy so that we attract people or whatever, because that ain't what we want to attract. What we are going to do is make sure that it's simple and that people see us working off of this. Do you think I need this?
No.
This is like my 8 millionth party, okay? I wrote it, okay? I don't need this, but you're gonna see me use it at my parties because I want other women to look and say, well, she's reading off of that. And my friends and I just gave her, 600 of our dollars, so maybe I should look at that, right? So, cheat sheet, tucked into my kit. At the end of the party, okay, and I'm gonna walk you through a session here real quick. And a couple of things I want to point out along the way, okay? So I would open my party, just like we've always done. Nothing's gonna change. I'm gonna thank the hostess, I'm gonna introduce myself, I'm gonna give an agenda. I'm going to have them share their name. I will tell you, last night, I had them share what they love most about the hostess. It was probably in my almost 22 years, the most beautiful experience I've watched people have with each other. Just telling each other what they really cared about with each other. You guys, like, that's really cool that we get to do that in this world right now. And then I finish by sharing just a little bit about myself, like a 3-minute I story, okay? We're gonna do that. You know, I joined Mary Kay because, I stay because, I'm currently working on, I absolutely love what I do, watch what I do, because like I always have this last like phrase in there, which is, you know, watch what I do tonight. And if it looks like fun and you have questions about it, please ask, you'll get answers and no pressure, okay? That's all written in here verbatim, okay? Now, I'm gonna go through my skin sesh, okay? I'm gonna do the skin one, okay? And what I'm gonna do, you know, we're gonna go through the products: oil-free eye makeup remover, micellar water, cleanser, charcoal mask, okay? Charcoal mask. During the charcoal mask, we're gonna play the ticket game. Now, this piece, oh, I'm sorry.
That was
I
my
didn't say-
question.
Okay, we are gonna play the ticket game. I do this while they're putting on their foundation in the other appointments. This piece is about to change because I'm going to give you a list of questions. So next Super Saturday in April, there will be one list and it will be able to pop right in here. And it will be a list of questions that you will now ask them and give them tickets for their answers.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like, am I the smartest or what? Okay,
Come on! But then you already know how to answer, because those are the questions you're gonna ask, and then you won't
well,
be
and because
stumped.
they're answering their question.
Yeah.
You know what's important to them.
They're showing you what they need. So do you know what my first question is? You guys, I want to like be your friend. What would you ever want to know about me? And they're gonna ask, and it tells me what they want to know about the people in their lives. And then I'm gonna say to them, so like, what would you like to have more of in your life? What would you like to have less of?
Those sound familiar.
I know. Now here's the other really cool thing, you guys, okay? Have any of you ever been on any of those rides at like Universal that are like the, what do they call them? The virtual reality ones where like, it's like, so it's like there's an awesome one and my son and I rode it like 9 times and it's the Transformer one. And you're like in the tank and you're like, and all of a sudden you're moving and all this stuff. Okay, I feel like I'm getting ready to like hardcore shift you guys. Okay, so the second thing that happens as you're playing the ticket game is I say to everybody, pull out your phone. And they'll do. I said, we're gonna play our second game. I want you to open up the App Store and you're gonna look for Mary Kay. I wanna see who can find the Mary Kay app first. They get a ticket. Okay, everybody got it up? We're gonna play who can fill out their profile the fastest. And they're gonna do it. And I give them all a ticket the minute they finish. Why the app?
So they can order.
Because then they can order easily.
That's how you're closing your party.
That's how I'm gonna close my party.
It's the way people do it now.
It is. There's no one from Amazon that magically appeared in my house yesterday because I needed to order graduation party, decor, okay? And they certainly wouldn't have written it down for me and taken it to the store. Like, you guys, what we're asking for is fair. And what's more, the app will memorize the products that they've ordered. So you're not gonna get 800 calls. I can't remember what foundation color I wear. Is that CC cream? And I'm fine if they message me, but they won't have to anymore. And that saves my client time too. So I say to them, now with your profile, I want you to go in, because I'm like, okay, so get your app, press on the little heart. There's gonna ask if you have a consultant, type in my name, Grace Lemke, Iowa, and you're gonna see my picture pop up. Put your camera up as soon as it's up. And they're all like, what? Okay, and they've got me, and there I am in Technicolor, okay? And I'm like, okay, so you're gonna click on that, and we're gonna create your profile. And they do. and I say, awesome. Now let's play in some more product. Tell me what you think of this so far.
Yes! Thank you!
Yeah, Angie.
It's huge.
So I love that wording and that way of doing it because I, as you know, have done this a couple times. And I've struggled with how to encourage that, especially with people that I don't know yet.
And the way that I word it is I say, I want you to know how to get a hold of me. I want you to know that if you have a question, you got me. I want you to know when I'm running a special or when there's a new catalog. By creating your profile, that allows me to serve you. Okay?
Well, and it's getting it done before the end when they're losing focus or squirrel brain.
Exactly.
And everybody has apps.
So
Everything wants an app now.
You guys, and here's the other thing. And what really made this so clear to me, I had this moment of like clarity. Because you guys, what you can do with a smaller base, you cannot do with 400 and 500 people.
No.
I have people texting me pictures of product they want.
Yep.
I have people Facebooking me, Instagram. You guys, we can't do that. And like, if they get upset, do you get to text Amazon a picture of what you want? Do you get to say, no, I want to pay by check? We just can't do that. It won't work long term. It just doesn't, okay? And here's the bottom line. If you're gonna be a business owner, you have to look at what it takes to be competitive, but also be yourself, right? So we're gonna find the mix of those. So we're gonna do day cream, night cream, and moisturizer, okay? And we're gonna finish the appointment, okay? And then what's gonna happen? Yeah, and
Do you not do eye cream anymore? Because it's not in the.
so it depends on the group. If I'm doing a skincare class, I do the eye cream. If I'm doing a dash out the door, I don't. That's a good question, but it's not in the miracle set, so I kind of, yeah. So when I close the appointment, okay? The table close. One of the things I eliminated was closing my party with sets. What would make me do that? So like it used to be the placemats had sets on them that people could choose from. Like, yeah, what?
Sets aren't on the app.
Sets aren't on the app. Sets are not on the app. The other thing I started looking at was quantitatively, consultants weren't making enough money. You're giving away too much profit. And what's more, it was hindering reorder business because people buy it with a discount and then when they go to reorder it, they see that it's more full price. And I didn't like the way that felt like trust breaking. Does that make sense?
It's true.
So, I would rather than buy less product and do a second appointment. Buy less product and book to get the rest of it at a discount. And I will tell you, I've unequivocally found that this is working. Yes.
So what do you do with the customers that you're in that position with right now? Because I'm dealing with that right now.
Dealing with what?
So a few of my customers on my first appointment, like my first big coming out party, like they ordered, like they got that discount and now they're like, oh, I don't need any more product even though I know they need it. And they look at the price of what it is right now and it's not that discounted price. How do you like?
So one of the things that I will just tell you, we're getting away from completely any convincing energy. I think that's a disgusting energy. It doesn't feel good to you. It doesn't feel good to the person. There will be none of that. We're gonna have honest, open communication. You know, if there's anything that you're out of, I just wanna remind you, if we do a group, you get your product at half price that night. Just something to keep in mind.
Okay.
There's no convincing. This is what I have to offer you. Please do whatever is right for you. We're not gonna convince people. And if they aren't interested, we don't want them to buy it. Okay? We're gonna move on to somebody else. Just because we need it doesn't mean they should do it. If we need it, we need to go find people that want it. Does that make sense? You guys, that's called earning the client. That's how to run a business. Let's find the people who are looking for what we have to offer, right? Absolutely. The other problem with the set sheets, Okay, so the money, and then, I can't remember who said it, Heidi, they're not on the app. Added way too much time filling out the tickets at the end, helping them pick eyeliner, switching out, making notes because she doesn't want an under eye corrector, she wants an eyeliner instead. And you guys, what is all of the focus of that? What is the focus of all of that energy? What was it? Sales. Is that all you have to offer? No. And here's the other thing too. What happens? You have big parties. You sell a lot of product. How many of you were booking 2 and 3 sessions from each one? Raise your hand if you were booking at least 2 parties from each session. You will now. Okay? You will now. Okay? And here's the thing. If you got done and you had a $400 party, but you have 2 more lined up, or you did a $600 party with 0 bookings, which scenario are you gonna make more money with? You guys, and you're gonna build more customers. There's no loss here. This is long-term gain. This is setting you up to build something way bigger, okay? Now, table close, okay? I was like, how do we close them though when there's no sets? Like, I've never done it this way, so how do I do it? And I'm from the Midwest, so this is what I came up with. So we do the compliment game, and you guys, I say, I know that we played friends with a lot of products, so I'm gonna help break it down and make it really simple. You've probably heard of like Build a Burger, like, right? Like you've gone somewhere and build a burger, right? Well, we're gonna build your burger, okay? Because we played in all this product. So I want you to pull out your little half sheet. I made them on heat paper this time because I think they're easier to find on my desk. Okay, I want you to pull this out. And there's this little part down here where you can make a list of some things that you like. I want you to start with like your bun. Like we need something that we can hang on to. So like, if we've done skincare tonight, that's gonna be like your skincare program, okay? So like, are you someone that is gonna like the Miracle set, which is what we use tonight? Do you have a little more oil? Do you need like the Clear Proof set, okay? Or are you someone that's like, I wanna age never, give me the repair, okay? Like, if that's you, I want you to write that down first, okay? And it's not to say that you're going to purchase any of this, we're just making your wish list, right? The second thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pick your protein, right? And so maybe you're a tofu girl, or maybe you're a turkey girl, or maybe you're a hamburger, okay? Let's talk about your core supplements. Did you like that? Did you like that charcoal mask? Did you like that eye cream? Let's write those down. And then let's think toppings and condiments. So that would be like, okay, so tonight you asked me about maybe the CC cream. Maybe put that down if that's something that you're interested in. Or maybe you really like the satin hands or the satin lip set. That could go there. But we're gonna make your list here so that you kind of have an idea of some things you're just interested in, okay? Tell me how that feels to you.
That wording I like a lot better.
Yeah, because they're not pressuring them that this isn't what you're buying. This is just a wish list.
We're just making a wish list, friends. We're just building your
And when I
burger.
first read, like, I've been doing this party now probably for a month. Probably not long after you came out with it. And like just reading, like I wasn't really sure on the context. Like I could read it, and I read it out loud a few times to like Jim and the dog. But
Well, and it'll look different too if it's a glamour session.
and that's where I was getting hung up because I was like, how do I talk about like foundation?
So last night we did a skincare and a dash out the door look, so it sounded like this. So we're gonna build our burger tonight. Okay, we're just gonna make your wish list. So let's pick our bun. We did quick skincare tonight. So if you don't currently have a skincare program that you like, that Miracle set might be a good place to start. Okay? So if you really like that, write that down. Or maybe you're like, I just really want the cleanser and the moisturizer. I want a more basic set. That would be a good place to like start a good foundation, right? And then let's talk about your meat. Well, this would probably be like your foundation and your bronzer, okay? Because I think you liked that, and if you were playing in that, that might be like the core. Like, let's get some good foundation in there. So you could write that down. And then like your cheek color, your eye colors, those would be maybe those are like your veggies, like what you would put on your burger. And then to like wrap it all up, like, you really like maybe the mascara and the eyeliner. How would you build your burger? Do you know what women want most right now?
Well, burger now.
Oh my god, I could just be done now. That was perfect. But like, you guys, women want choices. They want options, and they want their own. They want to build it. They want to decide what they do and what they get. Okay? So this honors that. Okay?
And it's not overwhelming.
And it's not overwhelming. And you guys, it's cool if maybe tonight you get your burger and your bun, but you save your condiments and have me come and do a glam session with you next time, and then you get all our half price. That's where the party comes in. Okay, so Shel,
Have you tried having them put their wish list into the app versus the paper?
no, because I need somebody that can help me go through the app, because it won't let me set up one for myself because I'm a consultant. So I can't see what they see.
I think I did.
It would not let me, maybe because I'm a director, I don't know,
I
but
just
like,
looked at mine and I saw that either I don't remember what my login is for that part of it, or I didn't set it up.
part of it
either,
too
but
though
I saw
is
it was there and I didn't know if it's
I want
something.
their wish list. Like I wanna see what their wish list is, and that's why I want it on the paper. But I do like the idea of the wish list, and I will tell you, there's a note part on there that we are gonna use too.
Can you, do you know if a customer does that, can you see it?
That was my next thought
Oh.
was, can I
But then
see
you go to
it, see
their
their wish
website, it
list?
says what wish.
I might find a
I
guinea
think
pig.
so.
And they fill it out, and then when you click on their name,
I'm still a
it pops
customer,
up.
so.
I love that, so what if we ran with that, because we could almost use that to completely eliminate that sheet.
That's what I was thinking of, like how friendly it is.
I like that, and so.
Some of us have-
So, and if you like the paper, there will be a paper option, but for those of us who are like, I would love it to all be integrated so it's in one system, I'm all about that.
But the nice thing about that also is, and I'm not trying to like convince people paper or no paper, but the one nice thing about having the paper is then like, if they've kind of forgotten about their wish list and you haven't heard from them in a couple of, we'll just say months, like they've had a couple parties, but like, you've never shown them the eye cream, but like one of their wish list pieces was like, they have crazy eyes.
And what they're saying
But
is,
they didn't put it in their app because they forgot about it, because it was a conversation that we had.
yeah, that's what I'm
So they
saying.
never put it in their app, but we have it on paper.
Sure,
Like you could be like, hey, you know, hey, I've got a special.
but if there's a way that we could put it on the app, or they could put it on the app and we could see it.
Right, no, I understand what you're saying too.
Yeah,
But
so
like,
I just think there
it
could
also
be an
gives us-
application for both.
Yeah.
You could do both, because just in case like the system's down.
Yeah.
Then you have a paper copy
That
and
happens.
you see them somewhere.
See, you
So-
guys, I'm telling you.
Or like Excel, you can do it in Excel sheet with like each customer.
It is, and the other thing that I really like about it is, so you guys, so what I've been doing is once I get home, I just add anything from here into the notes on their profile, and then this gets shredded.
Well, see, I've also had a couple people where they didn't want to use, like they didn't want to download the app,
And we are gonna talk about that in
and
a
they
minute.
didn't, yeah, so
But
like I did
I will
say
tell you
that
too,
to-
I'm not gonna give that as an option frequently. Because then you get this like wobbly system that makes it really hard. And here's what I will tell you, I was really surprised. Because when you integrate this and it's new, you're new, it's pretty smooth. But when you have 500 clients, it's like turning the Titanic with a canoe paddle, okay? And so I went through and I picked, and there were about 17 clients, and I'm like, she's over 80. I know she's not gonna do this. I'm just gonna, okay. And so I sent them a message earlier in advance, and I just said, hey, I'm gonna roll out a new system that requires people to order on the app or on my website. This does not pertain to you. I really appreciate you. You've been with me a long time. I understand that you're more comfortable this way. And do you know that out of, I think it was 17 that I sent that to, 3 immediately said to me, no, I can figure this out. They just became my favorite. And do you know, the oldest one was one of them. She's like, I'm cool, I can text. But
Yeah.
it does, it makes them feel younger. And she's like, I want to text with my great-granddaughter. Maybe she'll think I'm cool if I have an app.
Well, if you help them with the closer.
You better believe it. I literally sat there and she made me bug cake. And we went through and we did. I taught her how to do it. She's like, well, she's really cute because she's really prim and proper. But then she's like, well, shit, this is easier.
And Grace, I love it if you're doing it in that setting. So I had someone, like a friend's mother-in-law, that came out of nowhere on my VIP page and was like, oh my god, this is who I am, and I am desperate need of Mary Kay. And I'm like, where did you go from? And I looked, and she's been a part of my page for like the last year. So like I didn't even realize she got added. But then we had back and forth, and it started on the page where she's like, how do I do this? And I told her the website. She's like, it doesn't work. And then I messaged her separately. She's like, I put it in. Did you get it? I'm like, no. Did you register? And like I was sending her screenshots. So like doing it in that setting minimizes the back and forth. Because obviously she really wanted it, so she was gonna figure it out. And she wasn't in Dubuque, so she had to. But someone else is gonna be like, done.
And here's the thing.
Too much work.
And here's the thing. That's fine, and they can do that. But I promise you, in the not too distant future, it's not gonna be an option. It's just not because, and it's partially because it's staffing too. Like to be able to get the product out to the people. I mean, it's just, it's an evolution. Paige showed me how to make these videos. How do you explain it, Paige?
Screen record.
Screen record.
Oh yeah, it's not.
So helpful. So that, and I will tell you, I was telling Al this. I had this one lady, and she's like 50, so she's like still super young. She was just like, oh yeah, it's not working. The app's not working. I said, well, why don't you screenshot me what you're doing, and I can take a look. And she's like, yeah, I just didn't want to do it. And I said, look, I get it. And if you choose to go somewhere, I understand. But really, just for my sanity and the ability for my business to run, this is how I have to do it. And she was like, all right. She opened her phone, it was right next to the Amazon app. She could do it, okay? She could do it. So you guys, part of it is people being reticent to change, and that is not your problem. Yeah.
So for the Facebook Mary Kay pages, we can do like a like take screenshots of the process of the app with steps right there. And the only picture we would have to change is the one with the consultant's name and
Correct. You have to be careful because, so like usually when I make a video and I post it, I use YouTube. And if YouTube sees any information, street address, phone number, they will shut it down and say that you're releasing personal information, even if it's yours. Like, cause I tried doing mine and I was like, I'm fine. People know my address. It's called mypages.com. Okay, but you guys, like, so I will just tell you, if you do that, they will shut you down. But yes, that would work. And what I'm doing is I made a screen record. I call it Paige's video. I make one of those, and I keep it, and then I text it to people. Oh, you're having trouble. Give this a try. See if this helps. And usually it does. Okay, usually it does. Now, I'm going to now finish up my party, okay? I've gone through, we've made their stuff, and I go through, I say, the final thing we're gonna do is, we started making your wish list here, friends. I want us to talk a little bit about these questions on here. And this comes with me tonight, and it just helps me better serve you, okay? You'll notice there's a place for your cell phone and your email, because one thing, the app will let them fill out their profile and not put a cell phone number down. I don't know why, and Emily Schutte did just recommend that I be put on a panel to help better my customers.
Just pull those nicer, so that way it's required.
Yeah, right? I don't know if I'll get picked. I have a lot of opinion. So I always just say, like, so that I can provide the best service. What did you enjoy about this section? We've already got their wish list. And it says here, I'm interested in hosting my own beauty session. Please circle the one that you'd like to book. Skin, basic, advanced. And I tell them right there, all that's gonna happen if you circle one of these is that I'm going to send you my dates. You'll get them tomorrow, it'll come in a text and say, hey, this is what I have available. And if none of those work, just say, hey, Grace, I need different dates. And we'll pick one that works, and I'll come and do a session, and we'll have fun. And you can invite these people, or you can invite new people. It's good, okay? And then the last thing I say is this. You've also heard a little bit more about what I do tonight. I hope you got your questions answered, but most of us are gonna have more questions, right? And so I'm just gonna ask you to rate your interest in doing what I do with Mary Kay and being part of my team. You can be a 1, which means I would rather have my legs pulled off, and that's actually what I wrote. I think I put that in there. Oh no, I'd rather eat my shoe. I changed it because I was like, what if someone was missing a leg? I would feel really bad. I literally thought that and changed it, okay? I'd rather eat my shoe, and I will just tell you, if you put a 1, I respect that boundary. I'm never gonna talk to you about it. Or 10, which is, it's $100, Grace, and I can blow that at Target and not know what's in my cart. Let's do this, okay? And don't say 5, because we're all empowered women. Be a 4, be a 6, don't be a 5. They all laugh. And you guys, this is what we get. Now, I'm gonna do something fun tonight. I did a party last night with 8 women. I know 5 ordered before I even left. But I have not looked at any of these because I got home and I had to finish preparing for this and I just didn't, okay? So, a booking. She didn't put her number on her scale. I'll still get her. Okay. A booking. A booking. A booking. A booking. A booking and a 5. A booking and a 7. A booking, an 8. I like makeup. One of the bookings was a 2, which I think is funny because I think she's more than a 2. Another 2. 2. I love God. I just can't sell anyone. I don't know what that had to do with God, but okay, sure. And a 4. So friends, I also sold about $600 in product last night, and they placed the order. And do you know why they booked so much? Because they're excited to see more. They had a good time, and it was fast. That's what you're gonna get from this party, okay? Now the individual closes, okay? Remember how we used to pull everyone away from all their friends, okay? And you had to do it separately. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. I think that breaks trust. If I'm there with my friends that I brought together and now you're trying to drag them into my living room, that's not what I want. I don't like it. I don't like you for doing it. Does anybody feel like that's true? Mm-hmm. So here's what I'm gonna do instead. They're all looking through their stuff, they're playing on the app. I say to them at the end, like, and you guys, there's never an obligation to purchase, everything's available a la carte, this is all in the tablecloths. If anybody would like to place an order tonight, you can do so on my app. And what's really awesome is that I offer free shipping. And that's what I do. So they can order that night. Now, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. This will be yours to decide. I say, and when you order tonight, and your order is over $50, you also get 10% off. The reason I do that is because I want them to order that night. I want them to order that night because I want them to see that it was easy and I want them to come back, okay?
You said that to who?
I say that to the group.
Oh, to the group, okay.
So you do free shipping and 10%?
Only at the parties.
Only if they ordered that day.
And only if they order that night, yeah. Okay? Tell me what you think about that. Because I'm not gonna give 10% off to someone who's ordering an eyeliner. I'm already gonna go backwards almost with the shipping, but it's too hard for me to like start mandating all this stuff and it sounds complicated, so I'm not gonna do it. Free shipping. And when it's over $50, you get 10% off tonight. What do you think of that?
It eliminates when does the party close.
Amen.
You don't have to keep following up and trying to keep track of all that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Decision now, done. Easier for them.
And you know, if I had somebody that said to me, you know, Grace, I get paid on Tuesday, I totally get that. I'll make an exception.
Yeah.
I'll make an exception.
The order actually was going in that day, you just aren't processing it until Tuesday.
Well, and that's the other thing, you can tell them.
Yep.
Go ahead and
Place
place
it
your
today.
order. Place your order today and I'll honor the 10%, but I will honor your trust and I won't run your card until Tuesday.
Exactly. What do you guys think?
Cause I wouldn't have thought to say that though either until you just said that.
I didn't think about it until she did.
That depends on how you have your stuff set up though.
Oh, I just changed all
Oh,
that.
yeah, always change that.
So we're gonna talk about that right now.
Because otherwise, if you have it set up for like the easy stuff,
Well,
then
I
you
stopped
can't
that
save
because
that and have it.
So let's talk about this, and then we're gonna take a break, because this is like drinking from a fire hose, I know. So what we're gonna do, you guys, is we get done with the party, now it's time for, I'm just calling them an individual meetup. I've got all my stuff cleared up, they're sitting around the table, they're having refreshments, and I just pop down next to each of them. It's not much as popping anymore, as I just steal a chair next to them. And I just say, okay, any questions about your app? Any questions about the product? Do you have your profile card? Any questions about anything on here? So I see here that you're interested in this. Cool if I send you the dates?
So you don't physically book anything that night?
Do you know why?
No.
Check with my friends.
Pressure.
Because I want to leave before they're done.
Ooh, you wanna be out the door before they start leaving, cause it's usually opposite.
Exactly. I want to leave and have them be like, that was fun. That was fast. I want her back. And it has to feel easy. If you're like, go get your date book and do it now. Now, Shoot and I vehemently disagree on this. She's like, no, you've got to get the date. Then go get the date.
So what if-
But I'm going to tell you this. I've been doing this now for 3 months and perfecting it. I've never had more bookings. And I was already good.
Well, I agree.
You guys, people, it cannot feel hard. And they don't want to be speared. And here's the other thing, you guys. If she was gonna run, I'm not chasing her. I'm also, if she was gonna run, I don't even want my time going to that. I'm gonna send out dates. Are some of them not gonna get back to me? Yeah! But you know what? The ones that do are the ones that wanna do it, and that's who I wanna work with. Because how good does it feel to you as a consultant to be chasing people? It feels gross, right? The other thing too, most people now do not have the skill set to have a conversation and get out their date book. But do you know what they can do? Send a text message. I'm gonna meet folks where they are. I don't have to like it. I don't have to like that people can't have a conversation with me, but I'm gonna meet them where they are. So tell me what you think about this, you guys. Be honest.
So I'm still processing.
Okay.
So when they like circle, I pulled out the ones from my party last night. And they circle that they want like a basic skin or a makeup session. Regardless, you're sending in their dates.
Regardless of what?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying, question, because in the, as she's going through, she already prefaces it as, okay, if you circle one of these, I'm gonna send you my dates.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you my dates tomorrow.
Maybe I
You're
skipped
gonna
over that part.
Yeah.
No, you're good. So then she does. So they already know they're gonna get dates. And then she asks the question, so I see that you wanna do this, is it okay if I send you my dates tomorrow? Because they might not understand, they'll be like, well, no, I don't actually do that.
Obviously, I don't understand.
And then I make a note right there, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Allison.
Okay, so let's start here with them.
So do you just automatically offer it to them as being a hostess versus we used to ask one-on-one guest event hostess?
You know, I think you can. I think you definitely can. At this point in my career, I just assume you're gonna wanna break friends if you're gonna meet me for your protection. I don't know. Like I just think it's fun. And so I'm like, you know what, they're like, and here's the other thing. I also, you guys, trust your gut. If I met with Amy Wagner, I would know within about 10 seconds that this is not a woman who's gonna invite me into her friends until she trusts me. And so I'm gonna say to her, you know, Amy, if you'd ever wanna try the product, I would love to come and just sit down with you and show it to you. If I'm at a party and that's the vibe I'm getting from someone, like, she likes this and she's having fun and she feels good, I'm gonna meet her where she's at. Okay, I'm gonna watch her body language, I'm gonna ask her questions like, so Amy, what are you most comfortable with? Would you rather it be just you and I, or do you have someone that you would share it with? And here's the thing, she might not share it with most people, but she would share it with her. Does that make sense? And I'm gonna be cool with that. And if I have any sense of hesitation on that, I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna send you my dates, and you know what, it's cool if it's just you and I, or it's cool if you wanna bring a group. Does that make sense, you guys?
Mm-hmm.
The whole point of this, it can't be that staunch, rigid, it cannot be that, and I'm glad that it's gone. Yeah.
So for the hostess, are you just doing flat, you host a party, you get 50% off your
So I actually
order,
have
or
a
do
little
you have-
graphic,
Okay.
and it's 50% off, or it's up to 50% off. You guys, I'm still not giving stuff away. Now, like last night, that party was I met her at a bridal expo. Actually, the one I did with you. And that I did that, so she got a gift card. Okay, but if it would have been a hostess, they have to earn their pieces. So I did one like 2 weeks ago, and she got. I have the little graphic. I send it to her, and I always just say, to earn the full 50%, these are the things that need to happen. And it's like $300 in sales. And oh, let me tell you too about that party. So it's like $300 in sales. You have to have 5 people there. 3 have to be new, and we need at least 1 booking. Okay. And I am going to be posting all of this stuff, and I'm just going to do it. If I have the energy, I'm going to do it when everybody leaves today after new consult training, to the website, so that you'll have access to this if you want to, like the graphic and all of that stuff. So that was a group, and I do that group often. Like, and somebody each time different takes it and gets the hostess credit, right? But it's always the same group, right? I didn't know how people would respond who have been my customers for a long time. They loved it. Like, they were all over it. And they were in their 40s, 50s, 60s. Well, I was younger than any of them, and I'll be 45 soon. So they were all above my age even. They loved it. They were like, this was fast, this was fun, this was easy. I got a great booking out of it, and I still sold $600 in product. You guys, this works. It just works, okay? So the consult, no longer that rigid, pull people away. It's just, so Angela, I just want to make sure, did you have any questions about the app? Okay, any questions about any of the products? What would you like to know more about with the products that you tried tonight? And then I will say to her a little bit, like last night, the one that marked herself as an 8. I knew she was gonna be high on the scale. And I just said to her, I said, so you and I are gonna like talk about this soon? She goes, I think I'd really like that. And I was like, awesome. I said, I'll tell you what, I've got a thing tomorrow. I said, but is it cool if on Sunday I send you over a video and there's a link and you pick a time on my schedule right there to watch it? Or you pick a time right there on my schedule for us to talk. She's like, I like that, Grace, let's do it. I was like, awesome. Yeah.
And with doing it like that, just squatting down beside them or next to them, you may be close enough to the next person over beside them, and they'll be like, hey, but you really liked that one. Do you remember that? Or like, so it kind of gives it
They
more
kind of
a-
do feed off of each other, and here's the thing, they're friends. It's okay. Like, and you know what, if she does, again, use your spidey sense. If I sense that Susan is like reticent about talking in front of her mother-in-law, I'm gonna be like, hey Susan, did you wanna come over here? Like watch them. And if you feel like you're supposed to do something different, do it. Does that make sense, you guys? But when you hard and fast everything all the time, I think that's the part that's not working. Yeah.
I love this, thank you. My party's gonna be so much better now because I always skip the individual clothes.
Get up, you little birdie.
I know, I think this is great because I'm sure I'm not the only one that.
I never had good luck of like trying to get people
Yeah,
away.
me
So
either.
most of the time, they were all chatting anyway, so they didn't care that one knew that one was buying this or spending that. So a lot of times I just squatted next to them.
Well, and it's not like it's a pure romance party. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I get that individually, but you know.
I have like friends that don't even do that in secret. I'm like, I don't even know what you're doing. Like,
Please,
I
for the
love
love
you.
of God, I don't want to know.
yeah.
But you know, it's not like it's gotta
No,
be.
and here's the thing, if they want privacy, if they're like, can I actually talk to you about this later? Yeah, it's totally fine. Follow-up is going to be key, and we want it to be fast, and we want it to be friendly, you guys. So again, that night, when I get home, now like last night, because of the time of the party that it started, it didn't start till 7, and it was a drive, it was in Iowa City. I really wanted this group, I knew I was gonna like this group. So like, I didn't get home until like 11, right? Which even that, think about that, it started at 7. You guys, I was out the door by 8:45, and that was with makeup and color and a whole lot of fun. It was not, I mean, that was just herding cats last night is what that was. You guys, I was still out the door, $600.
And like 8 bookings.
And like 8 bookings, right? So like, think about that for a minute, okay? So, fast and friendly. So typically what would happen is either that night when I get home or the next morning, I send out, hey girl, meeting you last night was a blast. Here are the dates I have for the upcoming event. Like, let me know which one would work for you. P.S. I noticed that you marked yourself on the scale as an 8. Tell me about that. Does that make sense? Follow up fast and friendly. You can't let it sit for a week and then get around to it. Yeah.
Like bridging the scale through text. I know we've been talking about having conversations, but then I feel like people aren't quite as reserved as when you're asking them in person.
You guys, people are proposing by text now. It's so disgusting, and I'm like, it wouldn't be a man that I'd marry, but, okay?
Yeah. No.
People are more honest in their communication that way. I'm not saying it's good, I'm saying it's where we at, so I'm gonna go there, right? I'm gonna go there for right now, and then I'm gonna, praise God, try to bring them out. Okay, so it has to be fast and friendly. And a couple of thoughts, you guys, as we kind of wrap up this segment. You're gonna need to decide how you're gonna handle people who don't wanna use the app. And I'm just gonna share my thoughts because then you can go from there what you want. If you're 80, I'm cool. I'll write out your ticket. I'll think hard about whether I'm gonna give you a discount or not. If you're 50 and a grouch, I bet you have the Amazon app right next to it, and I'm probably not gonna roll on it. And here's what my languaging is. I appreciate that you don't want another app, I really do. For my office and accounting purposes, we have to have it through the app. I am, like I said, also offering a perk that when they are there that night and they place their order, they get a 10% discount when it's over $50. Everybody gets free shipping. And Allison and Emily actually helped me figure this part out the other night because I've actually been able to change my office staff to completely virtual. Which is something I never thought I'd be able to do because now they're pushing the orders through on CDS for me. And I couldn't figure out how, like, do I have to have a separate doc? Like, how do I do that for like people, like, because I don't want the hostess to get charged full amount, right? So I was like, how does that work? How does that work? I'm gonna use tags to tag the people that pay differently, okay? Like, so like my few exclusions, okay, there's gonna be a tag on there and that way they know, hey, this is a lady that pays by check or whatever because she's 1,000 years old. Okay, and then there's also going to be, we're gonna use codes. Like they can put in the notes on their order. So if she's the hostess, I'll say, okay, so Angela, you had 2 bookings and we had about $500 in sales. And you had all the people here, so you have earned the full 50% off. So when you place your order, I want you to use code hostess50. And that way my staff knows to automatically deduct 50%. Yes?
So if you're not going through the profile cards until the next day, do you just quick look at them when you are talking to the hostess? Or do you just contact her after you look through them and be like, okay, you've met the 50%?
So it depends. If it's a group like last night, it doesn't matter because she was a fishbowl lead or a gift card, right?
Okay.
But if she's a hostess, I don't usually close it that night. So I tell her, don't put your order through yet. I'll tell her, I say, we'll close it day after tomorrow. Yeah.
2 questions. 1, do you use Shop My Party? Number 2, how do you handle pre-profiling?
So 2 things. do I use Shop My Party? If it's a hostess, yes, I'll make a link and they can order through there. I would have to think about whether or not I would give them the discount. I probably would if they place an order. That would probably be fine, because I would want to promote the hostess. That's fine. But as far as pre-profiling goes, Susan, I'll be honest. That's another piece I really hold that down, because I'm telling you, if you are reaching out to people and giving them questions and stuff, it doesn't feel the same to them that it used to. It doesn't feel like, hey, I see you. It feels like one more thing that they have to do, and it makes the Mary Kay party feel hard. So I'll be honest, when I do parties, I tell my hostess, your only job is to get the people there. And here's the thing, what do we really need to do differently that requires pre-profiling? We're bringing all the same product. I just think that that is a piece that has to soften way down. If I was gonna do pre-profiling, if I was gonna like do that, or I should say the way I do that, Susan, is like especially if it's a hostess, I will put like on the Facebook event that I'm doing for it, I'll put like, what's something you'd love to change about your skin? That I do, like that's how I pre-profile now, okay? So you guys, I'll be honest, this was a lot. This was a lot. But I'm excited about it, and I just wanna have a conversation about what you're thinking about the new process.
I have one question. If everyone goes to the app, they, credit cards, kind of goes through ProPay, are you able to like take any of that money out of ProPay and put it into your, like your bank account? I don't, a ton of.
Okay, wait, so say that one more time.